What's going on YouTube? It's Auston Holleman back with another interview, and I have a long, well overdue collaboration here with one of my pre-YouTube days inspirational travelers, Checking Effect. This guy's been, where all have you been to?
I've been to together it's been 20 countries.
Really?
Yeah, I've been to we're gonna start from DR, Haiti, Jamaica, you got Mexico, then you got Peru, Costa Rica, Honduras, Brazil. I haven't been to Argentina yet. Then you got Portugal, Spain. Then you got Germany. Then you have Italy. Man, it's 20. It's 20. I can't get them all in my head. But now we're doing Africa, and I don't plan to leave Africa no time soon, bro. So I'm gonna try to do at least probably like 10 countries in Africa. You already probably almost at 10.
I'll be at number 6 this weekend.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I love Africa. This has been the best place so far.
Yeah.
So, what would you say? What got you into traveling around the world like that?
I always wanted to travel, bro. So it was like something I wanted to do anyway. And when I first started doing content, it was really as a hobby, for fun. It was kind of like not even vlogging. It was answering questions. People got concerns. I was trying to help people that's like, when you travel to a country and you got to be aware for the scams. Like people trying to switch your money, or I was trying to like help people from having problems when they travel, problems when traveling. You know, number one was scamming. And
Which is huge here.
Yeah, bro. Especially that I haven't seen it here, but sometimes people they do that switch the money, like especially in Brazil. You know there's two notes that look the same except one is smaller, same color, but one is smaller. So if you give like 100 and you put your head down, they could switch it, and your ass is thinking that maybe you made a mistake. You know what I mean?
Really?
Yeah, that shit happened to me once. Cause the notes is the same color. I think it's the 100 reals and the 2. They're like almost the same.
Yeah.
And if you don't pay attention and you turn around, he could switch it and have it in his hand like, "Whoa, you gave me this," and now you're paying him like triple. You know what I mean?
Wow.
So I was doing content like that, bro. And then, and at the time when I was doing content like that, I started going into vlogging, because just like, when you do, you know it, man, out of most people, bro, you get controversial. So when you start doing videos in a country and you're talking about the scamming, the robbing, the girls robbing guys for money, or all kind of shit, people start looking at it like, oh, you're bringing our country down. So that's why I know about controversial, bro, topics. So I said, okay, well, let me try to do a little bit of both. And then when I started doing vlogging, I noticed it was doing better than the scam things, talking about scam. But there's so many YouTubers that does scam, people getting robbed, people getting drugged, so I felt like I'm gonna leave it to them now.
Yeah, I think that's the mistake I made in Brazil. It was just me sitting down talking, not even really showing as much as I could have. So they took it like, what the hell? This dude's just talking shit.
They took it, they just look one-sided.
Yeah.
And that's how they took it, bro. And that's how it was for me. That's why I told you, I was like, shit, I've been through that shit too.
Yeah.
It goes away.
Yeah.
It goes away.
Yeah.
But they was like going on me saying I'm just downplaying the country. And I'm like, nah, I want people to travel to the country, but I don't want them getting robbed.
Yeah. When you vlog though, it's just like, oh, he's just talking about his experience.
Yeah, that's what I was doing. Or beg people that, that beg, or like you go to a restaurant and they see you're a tourist, the menu doesn't have a price, and you see all these locals eating, so you know you can afford it. Because if they can, these locals are locals, not like high class. Yeah. And then you get a bill and it's like $100. You're like, I know these people ain't paying $100.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So stuff like that I was doing.
Yeah, I always ask first for the prices now, because the Uber driver just got me for that. He told me it was $800 to go from where I was at to here. And I'm like, I paid on Uber already. Like, why are you trying to double? I'm like, man, I know it don't cost that much. It doesn't cost that much.
Yeah, they do that here. I had an Uber that actually told me, Uber Go, Uber Go. He said Uber Go is not for suitcases. Like I was going to the airport. He said, you only use Uber Go for people, no suitcases. If you do suitcases, you gotta pay extra. I said, all right, I'll pay extra. Just when I get there, I'll give a tip. But I found out that he was just bullshitting. It was, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. That was a scam.
Yeah.
He said, yeah. no, Uber Go is only for people, not suitcases.
Yeah.
Like, what? I said, bro, I've been catching Uber for a long time. And it could be 2-3 people and you could be in an Uber Go.
What would you say is the biggest benefit you've had from traveling around the world?
Meeting business-minded people, people that like, because a lot of times they think people who travel are not like investing. They're just traveling. They're not like investing their money. But since I've been traveling, especially certain countries, I met a lot of big-time people who actually got businesses out here and who invested their money. So I think one of the benefits is the people I'm surrounding myself with.
What would you say is the biggest social aspect difference of people outside the USA versus in the USA? Let's say, for example, in Nigeria versus the United States. What would you say is the biggest difference? Like authenticity or?
I would say being authentic, but for me, it depends on the country. Like, cause I think if you're in like DR, not trying to downplay DR or anything like that, but places that are closer and cheaper, you're gonna find more pookies. You know what I mean? Cause it's cheaper to get there. It has nothing to do with the country. It's just you can get a one way for $150, but when you start traveling further, and it costs more money, you notice it's a whole different type of people you start meeting. Yeah. So I think for me it would be the authenticity of the people and the location, you know.
So it goes from weekend warriors to actually full-time travelers when you go to Spain or when you come to Mozambique or something like that. Especially off-the-grid places like Zambia.
That they don't know about, that they don't travel to. And you just meet, you meet people, expats or travelers, but it's just a different crowd, a different type of people compared to Colombia. Like, for example, weekend warrior come and just start throwing money at girls, and then, you see what I'm saying? You don't see that shit when you're in Spain or out here in Africa, you know what I'm saying? You don't, because a lot of them, this is just too far for them.
Correct. You know what I mean? Yeah. So what would you say made you interested in coming to Africa?
No cap, I always wanted to come to Africa, bro. A lot of people have been telling me to come, but I'm the type of person, I don't do it when you say it, I do it when I want to do it. But at that time, but at that time, when I was doing videos, you know, I told you I was doing the type of content I was doing, I really wasn't making much money. So it was like anything I was doing, I was funding my own travel. So I said when I get to a certain level, I want to just tour the whole Africa. And I'm at that level. So that's what made me come to Africa. I always wanted to come, but let's keep it real, like flights can be expensive. When you get here, it's cheap. But them flights, you know, can be expensive. So you know what I mean? So if your money is not right, bro, and you spending $1,500, $2,000 on a flight.
Your money has to be very, very right, because a one-way. I remember when I was in Asia, I would just get up and go because the flights would be $60 to the next country an hour away. So whenever I came here, I was in Uganda, and I'm like, oh, I'm gonna buy my ticket from Rwanda back to Kenya. And it was like $5.50 for one way, and I was like, one way, and it's an hour and 15-minute flight.
And they don't have they have a train here, but it's not like Europe. You can go anywhere in Europe on a train, bro. You can go from Portugal to Spain to France to London to Amsterdam, all on trains. And these trains go 200 miles per hour, 180 to 200 miles per hour. They don't have that here. Some airlines don't go to certain countries. You got to catch different airlines. And that's why it could cost $500, $600, $700. You know what I mean?
Yeah, and those countries are South Africa, Ethiopia, Kenya, and I think maybe Nigeria too.
Yeah, Nigeria doesn't. They actually just built the train, but they don't go all over the country.
Oh no, I'm talking about like the hub airports.
Oh yeah.
Like you can fly anywhere from Kenya. But if you want to go from, like for example, Mozambique is right next to Kenya.
But
it's maybe a 3 or 4 hour flight. You would think you could just fly right over.
Right.
But it ended up being like $800.
Because you got to go to other countries.
And you got to go to Kenya or South Africa or Ethiopia.
Just to get to the next door.
Get to the next, for an hour flight. So it turns into a 12-hour all-day process.
Supply and demand.
So what would you say you like the most about being here? Or what is your favorite? You've been to Nigeria, South Africa, and Kenya. Which one do you like the most out of the three?
That's a tough one, bro. All right. With Nigeria, I like the people. because the whole stereotype of Nigerians, that's what I was in my mind when I was getting there, when I got there, when I met some people, like-minded, cool people that we hung out, and it put a different aspect of what you think of Nigerians, because they just have a bad stereotype. So the people in Nigeria I like. South Africa, between South Africa and Kenya is tough, but I think Kenya got they have a vibe out here. People are friendly, smile, laugh. Like you go out, you can converse with people real easy. Compared to South Africa, they're not as friendly in South Africa as Kenya. When you go there, you'll see.
You think it's because of modernization? Because I know that they're pretty like American standard with things.
It's possible, but South Africa is segregated.
Oh, really?
Whites, Indians, mix. It's all segregated.
Yeah.
Blacks here. You can go all black area, then you go to all white area, and then they even have a city in South Africa is an all white city.
Wow.
Yeah. All
wow.
white city.
So a sundown town.
Yeah.
Basically.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's segregated, and during that time, they gave the people the land. They gave mixed people that land. They gave black people this land. So it's all segregated, and it's still like that right now. That's why people watch my videos. Like, where the white people at? Because the white people are on their side. It's tough, man. But I think if I could I don't want to say anything to make people, but I think if the Kenyan people were in South Africa, or the South African people had the minds, like the friendliness, the good vibe, the good energy as Kenyan, it would have been perfect. South Africa would have been all day perfect for me.
What I'm noticing so far, the 5 countries I've been to, is Kenya is the all-in-one.
Yeah.
You got the good infrastructure.
Yep.
The electricity's not an issue. Like I heard Nigeria, it's common to just have power outages.
Yeah. South Africa too.
Yeah,
every 2 hours.
Oh, wow.
Not every 2 hours. 2 hours a day.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
But most places have generators or solar panels,
Yeah.
and you don't have to worry about it. But if you don't have that, 2 hours. So let's imagine you editing a video, you editing this video, and you don't know that your power gonna cut off. It cut off, and let's say you didn't charge your laptop or whatever, right? Or within 2 hours, the laptop could die. You got to start over.
Huge inconvenience. Yeah.
That's it. But infrastructure there is better than here. Even though this is a nice infrastructure, South African infrastructure is more modern than this.
Yeah, I've heard. Yeah, I heard it looks just like America.
Yeah, it looks it's similar to America, and certain places it's certain places you would not even think you're in Africa. You would think, it's very modern. Then you got the outside parts where dirt roads and stuff, but it's very modern out there, bro.
What is the #1 stereotype you heard about African people that was either completely false and one that was completely true?
The #1 stereotype about African people that's completely false and completely true.
Like ones that we always heard in the States is that they're poor, they have HIV, and they're not.
The HIV part, I don't know, bro.
I would hope not.
But there's a lot of wealthy South Africans, bro, and they getting money out there. You know, they got the gold mines out there too. So, the only thing, the stereotype is the segregation. Yes, it's segregated, but this is, to me, I feel like it's more in Cape Town. Because you see in Johannesburg, you see black, whites, South Africans hanging like in clubs, parties, dances, but in Cape Town, the whites are one place, the black are another. So for me, the stereotype I thought was all over South Africa, that it was like that. But now I found out it's only like that in Cape Town. You know what I'm saying? What was the next question?
What was one that was completely false and one that was completely true?
Completely true.
Like for me, one thing that was completely true about African people, when you come to Africa, you're gonna get scammed. You will get, and it's almost damn near on a daily basis. Somebody's gonna try to get you. Yeah.
Thank goodness I haven't got scammed, but I think I'm just so experienced, man. To they don't even get the opportunity anymore. Like the Uber driver, I told him, I said, okay, I'll give you a tip on the app.
Yeah.
I ain't give him shit.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But he telling me, and I said, bro, how are they gonna know that I'm using Uber Go? Oh, they can come and check my phone. I said, you gonna give somebody your phone to check that this is an Uber Go and I can't bring a suitcase? You deserve you deserve to get what's coming. You know, I'm like,
Yeah.
I don't let the shit happen to me because I've been doing it so long, and it happened to me before to where I protect myself. So, like, once I see a scam coming, bro, I already know it's coming.
Yeah. So do you ever see yourself living in Africa?
I can see myself living. I haven't been to all the countries in Africa yet. I plan to visit probably together. I plan to do maybe 10 countries here. So I can't really answer that question. But right now, and I'm not saying it because I'm in Kenya, and I'm not saying it because I went to South Africa. But right now, I could see myself living in South Africa. I could see myself living there. I might go other places. And I'm like, oh, this is better. I like this better. You know. So Kenya is definitely second.
Okay. And what are your next countries in Africa on your list?
Ghana, Côte d'Ivoire, Ethiopia, and probably...
You speak French too, right?
Yeah, a little bit of French.
Wow.
Ivory Coast.
Ivory Coast, yeah.
Ivory Coast. Ghana, Ivory Coast, Ethiopia, and probably Mozambique. If not Mozambique, Angola, but I'm thinking I'm gonna go more towards Mozambique.
Really? Why you say that?
Because it's closer to East Africa. It's in the East. It's East, and I want to come back here and do Tanzania, Uganda. So if I'm in Mozambique, I could do all of them. So that's why I think I'm gonna go there instead of Angola.
Yeah.
I want to do Angola, but it benefits me going to Mozambique.
I heard it's really expensive there, but it's modern too.
Angola?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Luanda?
I heard it's beautiful.
Yeah.
Like,
they said it's similar to Brazil too.
Yeah.
You know, because they brought slaves from that side.
From that side.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, I want to check it out, but Mozambique is winning right now. It's on my bucket list. So those are the places: Ghana, Ivory Coast, Mozambique, Ethiopia, Tanzania, Uganda. But I kind of went to Tanzania already, but those places is my next upcoming.
Okay, so last question, what country would you recommend a new traveler that's never been to Africa start from? And then not just Africa, around the world too. So basically 2 answers to that question.
Yeah. A country in Africa I would say to start definitely would be either Ghana or Kenya. Those two to start.
Yeah.
Ghana definitely, and Kenya. Those two I would say would be a good one to start. And all over the world? I think a person, if they're gonna travel, I think it would probably be Brazil. You have to witness Brazil. You have to go to Brazil no matter what.
Yeah.
And not only that, but Brazil has so many black Brazilians that's there. So it'd be good to see that, you know? So I would say Brazil, and then when it comes to Africa, Ghana or Kenya.
If you would go ahead and tell everybody where they can subscribe to you at.
Yeah, so anyway, my name is Check. My YouTube channel is called Check in Effect, and also I got Instagram, Check in Effect, TikTok, Check in Effect. So it's Check, CZECH, INEFFECT. Check me out on YouTube, man. I got a lot of videos and upcoming videos of Kenya and other places that I plan to travel. So y'all make sure y'all look out.
I appreciate it. I'll see you on the next video.